Are you someone who has heard about investment properties, either from your friends in the news or through social media, and heard stories of people that have made a ton of money owning them? Do you wonder how you buy an investment property, or even why? Have you thought, I earn a good income and take care of my family, but I don't have the extra money to buy more real estate? Or you think investment properties are for rich people? If you allow me, I will walk you through why smart investors want to own rental properties and some of the steps on how you too can become a real estate investor. I'm Jamie Vieira, real estate broker and investor, and this is Property Matters. Why would you want to buy an investment property? Do you want to supplement your retirement savings? How about buying a property so your children have something in the future? I want to show you how purchasing investment properties is not just for those rich people. In fact, by investing in real estate, you too can become wealthy. Buying investment properties to rent out not only helps fund your future, but also helps provide supply to the rental market. As more and more people move into the GTA, housing is vital and necessary for the expected population growth in the coming years. The principles of real estate investing are reasonably simple. You purchase a property that could be easily rented and will ideally cover most of your monthly costs. You rent it out, you use the rent to pay down the mortgage, and you wake up in 5 or 10 years with a property that's been paid down and most likely has appreciated. You can draw from that equity that you were building to buy like another investment property or a cottage or pay down your principal residence. Simple, right? Let me walk you through an example which should help explain the strategy. You purchase a small condo. It's best to start with something manageable and you're most likely to qualify for, but I'll get into that later. Let's say a one-bedroom condo for $500,000. You'll need a 20% down payment plus closing costs, so roughly $110,000, and you'll be left with a $400,000 mortgage. This will cost you approximately $1,650 a month for the mortgage, based on a 25-year amortization and assuming a variable rate at 1.6%. Also for this example, we'll assume a condo fee of $300 and monthly property taxes of $175. Your total monthly expense is $2,175. You rent the unit for $2,000 and the tenant pays their own utilities. Now you're thinking, Jamie, that doesn't add up. I'm losing money. Well, you'd be right if you said you were out of pocket on a monthly cash flow, but you're definitely not losing money. In a perfect world, the rent would cover all your expenses, but as we know, the world's not perfect. In this case, you're in fact making $925 a month. The mortgage is being paid down by roughly $1,100 every month, or 2/3 of your payment. You're being forced to save $175 a month from your own contribution, and your tenant is paying down the balance of that $1,100. Now here's the best part. Real estate has on average and conservatively appreciated 6% a year over the last 20 years. In 2021, it was over 25%, but let's assume the average. Your $500,000 condo could appreciate $30,000 a year, compounding every year. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, the amazing part is that most of that money is not even yours. 80% of it is the bank's money. So assuming the 6% annual appreciation on your $500,000 condo, the actual return is 30% or $30,000 of your initial $100,000, plus the $13,100 being paid down off your mortgage. Okay, so you paid out of pocket $175 or $2,100 a year, so $12,000. For those of you who think the market couldn't possibly go up anymore or appreciate anymore, then let's assume it stays flat. The value of the condo remains at $500,000. You would still be making $12,000 a year on your initial $100,000 or 12%. Sounds decent to me, and much better than any GIC or dividend stock. You may be thinking, Jamie, that's great, but I don't have $100,000 sitting in the bank. Who does? The number one problem would-be investors think they have is accumulating the down payment, which for an investment property is a minimum of 20% plus closing costs. This seems like a daunting amount to save, and most assume they can't pull this kind of cash together. Well, consider this. You most likely currently own a home if you're considering an investment property, and you most likely purchased it years ago. If this is the case, you're sitting on a goldmine of equity. Even if you just bought your home a year ago, you're probably sitting on 25 to 30% increase in equity. This is where you're going to get your down payment. If you're still with me, your first step will be to access the equity you have by either refinancing your current home or taking out a line of credit against it. Yes, this is going to cost you some money, but you're going to access this money at 2 to 3%, but you'll be making 12% as we discussed earlier. So it makes perfect sense. The real caveat to real estate investing is qualifying for the refinance and, of course, the mortgage on the new property. Our suggestion is to speak to an experienced mortgage broker who can find financing options that work for you based on your income and needs. Many experienced mortgage brokers know which lenders use prospective rents to help you qualify or use the equity to make the numbers work. Another question we get all the time is, how do I find a good tenant? Or what if they don't pay? There's a shortage of housing in the GTA and historically high demand for rentals, especially affordable ones, which is another good reason to stick to the low-class condo. And with the help of a qualified realtor, you should be able to quickly find and qualify a good tenant. In our experience, if you qualify the tenant with proper background and credit checks, you will likely get a great tenant with very few issues. There are protections for landlords in the Residential Tenancies Act and enforced by the Landlord Tenant Board, or the LTB. You should become familiar with the LTB if you're going to become a landlord. The reality is, a very high percentage of tenants in the Halton area are good people looking to build their lives and will treat your property with respect and pay their rent. I've been investing in rental properties for over 20 years, and we have helped hundreds of clients find, rent, and accumulate wealth through residential rental properties. It's never too late to start, and our team can show you how. Contact us anytime and we'd be happy to discuss how residential real estate investment can work for you. If you found this info helpful, watch for coming videos where we break down the numbers, the pros and cons of various types of investment properties, how to get financing, and more. Please hit the like button below and follow our channel for more upcoming videos. I'm Jamie Vieira, real estate broker and investor, and you've been watching Property Matters.